Hello, beautiful people. Mic check, mic check. How you doing? Good to see you. Happy Thursday. It is 10:42 a.m. I apologize for being late. Had to handle some things. Wasn't anticipating going live, but it is always good to see you and share some time. If you're new here, hello, I'm Absa. Hit the like button, subscribe, do all the things so that we can, be in community with each other. Shout out to everybody who is watching. Hit the like button, share the live. We about to clown the king of clowns today. Yes, we are. Well, well, well. hmm Yeah, hit the like button. It's a wonderful way to help the channel. Much appreciated. Share this live so more people know that we're here. Clowning the boy. hmm Shout out to all the members, the subscribers, the supporters. Special shout out to Anna. Thank you for your contribution to the Docket Fund yesterday and today. Thank you to everybody who contributes to the Docket Fund. Baby, it's the end of the month and that bill is rude. Okay, that bill is rude. You too can throw a little $2 at the Docket Fund, okay? So we can stay up to date and in the know with all of the things going on with biscuit heads in the world like this one. Hey, beautiful. Good to see you. Thank you so much. Appreciate your support. Shout out to the replay gang. Sorry we missed you. Happy to see you in the replay. If you couldn't join us live, make sure you leave a comment. Make sure you like, make sure you hype if it's available, do all the things. Appreciate you. Shout out to everybody who is chatting. Make sure you change your settings from top chat to live chat so that you don't miss anything. And per as usual, shout out to the Mod Squad. Forever holding it down, okay? And giving me will to live. Will to live, write, and edit videos. We got a beautiful group of folks gathering here today, so I hope you've hit the like button. Let's keep the ratio going. Jewel, King David, King Link, One Proud Glamour, Pacino, Kyrie coming through with the topic, hitting up the Discord to keep us all in the know of the Aubrey foolishness. Taylor, excuse me, hello. Taylor B, hello. Somebody's mama, KC89, alias reloaded, CCCQ, no, CCCGQ, Afro Butterfly, YouTube Unfolded, Demetrius, Maddie Warhol, Furry Bee Productions, Prod by Razor Ross, Prod by Razor Ross. Marshall Irons, Emphasize, Jack Dans, good to see you. Reggie K, hello. Diana, Flows Fast, Nisi. Wow, we got a lot of people here. Hands off, black girls. I know that's right. Good to see you, beautiful. Jinxie, hello. Good to see you. Francesca, hello. Lily Eternal, D2B2. I'm trying to get a lot of you in here. Charge it to the time. We got Alex, hello. Diana. I might repeat some people because I've done said a lot of names, child. Okay. I done said a lot of names. Down in Dixie. Thank you so much. Hey, Miss Parker with the 1-900 voice. Hello. Hello. Good to see you. Thank you so much for your contribution. Joshua, fervent supporter, much appreciated. Jana, good to see you. Cassandra, Flash Burnt, Otro. We got a beautiful group of folks in here. If you're new, you could drop a wave and say where you're watching from in the world. We love to know that. And make sure that you have hit the like button. Let me take that little $2, put it real close. I keep the docket fund real close. Okay. I know y'all are like, move the mic. No. I know some of your eyes got wide. What's she doing? Move the mic. No, I just want you to know I keep the docket fund close to my heart. Okay. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Maryland in the house. One of my favorite places in the world. See, I already be knowing. Put your eyeballs away, boy. Oh no, it's ghoulish, sick as a dog. I hope you get better real soon, beautiful. Siodra, thank you so much. Appreciate you. BX Finest, thank you so much. Salute to the Maryland looters. That's right. Just in time. Yes, I'm spending a little bit of time saying hello. Haven't seen you in a couple days. It's only been 6.5 minutes, okay? Tacktown in the house. Whoop whoop. Bow, 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 bow. Good to see you, Kiki Williams. Shishi, hello. Claudia, thank you so much for keeping the links in rotation. Kevin Cooper, hello. Kingston, Jamaica. Good to see you. Aw, shucks. Thanks, beautiful. I do it for y'all. Tizzy, thank you so much. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all very much. If you don't uh use the YouTube pay feature, but you want to support the channel, the mods will share the links to the PayPal, the Venmo, the Cash App, all tips and supports and purchases of coffee and supports for the docket fund, cat food for all these damn cats I be telling you about that I'm feeding out here in these streets. Boy, it's interesting. Couple racks coming through the hood to snatch the cat food. Real rude. But yeah, we got some big racks up in here. Okay. Well, we are gathered here today because we have an update. Ms. Mia, hello, beautiful. It is so good to see you. I wanted to ask you if you wanted to mod my channel, but child, I know you busy and I don't see you very often. So I was like, let me leave her alone. I know you be holding it down in other corners with our neighbors in our quiet little cul-de-sac, okay? Much appreciated. Good to see you, beautiful. Hello, good to see you. Twilight Stylight, thank you so much for the support. And now, but wait, there's more. Okay. We are gathered here today to talk about Aubrey Drake Graham and his many OVO related issues. Okay. Funnily enough, right before somebody posted about this in the Discord this morning, I was genuinely updating a thumbnail in the Wayback Machine related to this. Yesterday, I went around and checked a bunch of dockets, checked the docket in BC that is related to an OVO debt um, lawsuit to see if there are any updates about that. And realized, child, time passes so quickly, right? And I, now have two channels, okay? This channel and a podcast. Lots of things are, being cleaned up and worked on and whatnot. And I just be forgetting stuff, okay? I just be forgetting details and stuff. It's a lot going on. So we are going to start with, just so that we all are working together, like with the same amount of information, we're going to start with the Wayback Machine. Okay. And then we're going to talk about the developments that have been reported today. Y'all go on, head over to the second YouTube channel. Subscribe. Help your girl get to 500 so YouTube will allow me to unlock some things that I never realized were not available until you reach at least 500 subscribers. And I'm kikiing and having a good time over there talking my big ish. I think you'll enjoy it very much. And you can get it where you get your podcast. The links are over there. So let's just start with a sound check and make sure that you can hear this. You may have heard that Drake is set to sell a 50% stake of his company, October's very own. This is, I don't remember when I posted this. In the last 6 weeks, I feel like. Okay, great. You can hear it. I think I'm going to give it just the slightest bit of a faster playback speed. And I'm going to stay on screen with you this time. So again, hopefully this gives us all a shared frame of reference for what comes next. You may have heard that Drake is set to sell a 50% stake of his company, October's very own. Or maybe you've heard that Drake is being sued. Yes, again, no, it's not for gambling. OVO, which Drake is a majority owner of, is being sued over debts and a potential ownership stake involving the OVO company. The reporting is scarce and the details are still coming to light, so let's break it down. Just like Drake has a lot of feelings, he has a lot of companies, from OVO Sound to a fragrance company to Frozen Moments, and a bunch of others. Now, the malnourished and the malinformed corners of the internet would have you believe that Drake is a billionaire with more money than he knows what to do with. In reality, Drake is not a billionaire, and he's probably been cash poor for a while. More on that later. What we learned this week is some of Drake's companies are broke. Drake nearly lost the OVO name and owl logo a few months ago, and he and his business partners have money problems with a bank in Canada. This issue involves three companies, of which Drake is a majority owner. First, there's OVO ULC. Next is OVO Merchandising. And finally, OVO IP Holdings. We pick up this story a year and a half ago, around January 2025. Drake and his business partners who own OVO Merchandising are in millions of dollars of debt to the Royal Bank of Canada, and they need to raise $30 to $40 million as quickly as possible and pay the bank at least $10 million so they are not personally on the hook for a bunch of debt the company can't pay off. In March, OVO ULC approaches ARI, an investment firm, for money. The problem is OVO ULC has been operating in debt for years, despite doing almost $500 million in business in less than 5 years. And just like Drake has more than one OVO business, ARI is also not a standalone firm. One ARI firm gives OVO $10 million. To secure that money, Drake and his business partners put up the OVO name and the owl logo as collateral, which are owned by a different company, OVO IP Holdings. You know, when your cousin goes to jail and your auntie has to put up her car for collateral with the bondsman. The OVO name and the owl logo are the car in that equation. A few months later, a second ARI firm gave OVO ULC more than $5 million, but this isn't a regular loan or investment. There are a lot of conditions and, of course, opportunities that financially benefit ARI in the long run. These are known as conversion notes, and the easiest way to describe them is that they gave ARI the opportunity to own a part of the OVO ULC company in the future. So at this point in the saga, Drake has two chunks of money from two different ARI firms that his company has to pay back. Then he defaults on both of them and damn near loses the name October's very own and the owl logo. The senior secured loan was secured by OVO intellectual property collateral, including rights related to the name October's very own, and the logo. Oh my God. I need to change the title of this slide. Drake could lose OVO brand. Save. Around the same time as OVO's defaults under the notes, OVO Holdings defaulted under the senior secured loan transaction. Through a Hail Mary, he's able to save the name and the logo. But then, according to the lawsuit, he refuses to pay all of the financial requirements related to the 5+ million and claimed the relationship between OVO and ARI was over. ARI wasn't having it, and they pretty much immediately sued OVO ULC in British Columbia earlier this month. Then, a few days later, news broke that Drake is in advanced talks to sell half of OVO to ABG. Neither OVO or ABG have made public comments to confirm this, but that doesn't stop the guzzlers and glazers from claiming victory for Drake, claiming he'll pocket hundreds of millions of dollars. Not so fast. OVO ULC is now embroiled in a serious lawsuit. With the news of a potential sale, ARI has to be wondering if they're owed more than a couple $1,000,000. And instead, if OVO ULC rushed to end their deal to prevent ARI from triggering their own rights to equity in the company. Regardless, Drake's OVO related companies are in the danger zone financially, and Drake himself, the so called billionaire, doesn't have enough cash to fix the mounting problems or the assets to get the cash. Remember the bank in Canada that kicked all of this off? Drake himself didn't have the cash or assets to cover his problems with the bank, which is probably tied to more than just the 10 million mentioned in the lawsuit. Any money that comes in from a sale doesn't go into Drake's pockets. It goes to pay off debts across several companies. And he doesn't have many other options to get the cash he needs, which makes the sale critical to the survival of OVO. So maybe this lawsuit is just a debt dispute. Maybe OVO borrowed money, fell behind, and now everybody's fighting over the bill. But if Drake really is shopping half of OVO while being sued by an investor whose deal included rights tied to future ownership, future financing, and future growth, then this story may not be about debt. It may be about who gets a seat at the table when the reins controlling the OVO empire finally leave Drake's hands. So, control of OVO has officially left Drake's hands. In case you're wondering. For anybody who's new, I'm very sorry that you have to witness this, but we have a very solid community here, and I have responsibilities and obligations to my community, no matter who is watching. Okay? Just need to be real clear about that. Me, 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 me. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mr. President. Happy birthday to you. Okay. Let me pull up the article. Sorry. Let me pull my shit together and pull up the article here. Okay. So, as referenced in the Wayback Machine video that we just watched, shortly after we started discussing this, it was reported that Drake was in talks with Authentic Brands Group to purchase OVO. So we had a live, we had a couple lives talking about this, but we had a live where I said, uh, he's not going to be a majority owner of his company anymore. He's just going to be a pretty face, okay, with questionably sourced abs, but he is not going to be the person that is in control or making the decisions or doling out the money. And again, as referenced in the video, despite this clothing brand company doing very well, it was still operating in the red. And you saw a little snippet of me reading, documents from the British Columbia lawsuit. I was absolutely fucking floored. There's no other way to put it. He put up the logo and he put up the owl for collateral, basically for an emergency $10 million cash loan. And then he defaulted on that. So for people who act like Drake is rich, you have to define rich. Drake has a lot of assets. Drake has a lot of friends. Drake has a lot of connections to people in various industries that just give him shit. Drake has a lot of branding agreements that we know about. And I would suspect that Drake has a lot of branding agreements that we don't know about. If you have been paying attention to what's been going on with the Tate brothers, which I just did another scripted video about them, but we've been talking about them and what has been coming to light in the court documents with regard to whether or not they really are as wealthy as they have been saying. And I said the boat probably ain't theirs. I said the cars probably ain't theirs. Now they under oath on their hands and knees to a judge. We rented these cars. We're paid to promote this boat. It's not ours. We didn't commission it. So you have to define wealth. He's given money to gamble. He doesn't gamble with his own money. And, I've seen people say, for example, a famous person is gifted a watch. And then they are gifted, and then what comes with that is some kind of document. Often it looks like a receipt. Sometimes it's a valuation of the item styled as a receipt so that somebody can post it online. But they didn't actually pay any money for it. But they've got a official piece of paper next to it that says it cost $3 million. You're like, oh my God, they're flushing cash. He couldn't come up with $10 million cash to stop a domino effect across multiple companies involving multiple banks and financiers of his companies that we don't necessarily even know for sure fully get resolved with giving up majority ownership, selling off majority ownership of these companies. So once again, I was right. Once again, I was right, because I said he's not going to be able to hold on to it. And here we are. Authentic Brands Group has acquired a majority stake in Drake's lifestyle brand, October's very own, better known as OVO. The licensing giant says that the Canadian rapper will continue to own a minority stake in the company and will help shape its creative vision going forward. Authentic is also working with the apparel company Vince Holding Corporation on design, product development, and retail of OVO products. This is hilarious to me. We're just a couple of kids from Toronto who started something we believed in. Here we are 20 years later, same kids with bigger dreams, Drake said in a statement. Authentic and Vince are the perfect partners to help us continue to grow. OVO has learned OVO has earned a place among the world's most influential lifestyle brands because it has always stood for something authentic and unmistakable, added Jamie Salter, founder and executive chairman of Authentic. Drake and his team have built something with incredible cultural influence. We see a significant opportunity to take that even further, opening new markets, building new businesses, and reaching more people around the world without losing what makes OVO OVO. This is such marketing bullshit. It just cracks me up. These words are so the opposite. They're about to do the opposite of what they say, but it's fine. And then they talk about Authentic a little bit more. So Drake owned this company with two other people. And in that relationship, Drake was the minority owner. Drake was the majority owner, and the other two people were minority owners. His statement gives the appearance that the other two people are still involved in the company. We don't know if their percentages shrunk or if it was just Drake. But that's at the point where I said, oh, he's not going to be able to own a majority of his company anymore unless he's buying out his business partners so that he can make up a 50% from what he's about to lose. And that doesn't appear to be what has happened. So they are probably still involved. And Drake is now a pretty face. He's now Trump Steaks, right? That's what he is. He's Donald Trump Steaks. He's a minority owner of the company, and he gets to stay on to help influence the style and feel of the brand. Translation: Drake no longer has any material control over this company. And he definitely doesn't have control over the money. And if you will remember, one of the things that the financial lender was saying, the things that the bank were saying was basically, you can't control this company anymore. There's no marketing plan. There's no growth plan. There's no, you don't have people in place. And I have been saying this for years. First of all, I said a year ago, January, Drake is broke. But the other thing that I've been saying for years is I just feel like he doesn't hire professionals. He hires people that he knows and likes, and he puts them in professional positions. So he may have a director of marketing. We know from the bank that person ain't doing shit. There's no marketing plan. He may have people with titles, but they are not executing what a financial institution would deem credible enough to continue to invest in. So British Columbia was the Royal Bank of Canada, was willing to work with Drake and his business partners. They had a massive debt. It's probably $30 to $40 million. There could be more. We don't know. The bank wanted that $10 million cash, right? Because the bank has the opportunity to trigger a bunch of stuff and take a bunch of stuff away from you if they can't work it out. So we know for sure that one of the things that the bank said was, we need $10 million cash. The other thing that the bank was saying was, the people who control this company cannot continue to control this company. Marketing where? Growth plan where? You're literally rocking on vibes. That's not what is needed for a company that has brought in, not too far off from $1 billion since 2012 or something. That's not play. The bank is not playing with that. That should be a cash cow. It should be a smart investment. But you all are bleeding cash just hemorrhaging. So that's all done. So whatever the amount of money is that they are getting for this sale, they're going to use that to pay down a bunch of debt. And if they can, establish a little bit more liquidity within some of the other companies that they have. This isn't just about, pocketing, new money. This is about stabilizing his other ventures and calming the concerns of any financiers that he's working with for anything. How'd I do? How'd I do, chat? How'd I do? Hello down in Dixie. You're welcome, beautiful. Mrs. K.A. Coleman, K. Coleman, Ka Coleman. Thank you so much for your support. Appreciate you. Mods, if you could keep the links going around as well. Appreciate you. I saw Kiki in the chat, and then y'all are moving, which I'm not upset about. There you are. Kiki says, that statement sounds AI generated. Like they took the story of a burger shop started by white leftists and inserted their own name and brand. It is very hokey. It is very, gee, golly shucks, look what we've accomplished. And of course, that's what they would say. That is exactly the kind of statement that was written by professionals. It's not that great. Do you know what I mean? But also he's immature. So it could, you know what I mean? But I've drafted, I think probably one of the things that I have drafted the most is a press release. And the quotes that go into the press release from whoever, you know what I mean? Yeah, I've had people give them, and then, we wordsmith them a little bit. I've had people give them where we don't have the opportunity to wordsmith them, and we just have to take the quote to the quote. But 9 times out of 10, I'm writing it for the client. Here is your quote for the press release. Do you have some feedback or adjustments, and do you approve? So I don't have anything to say about this. Rita says, can't believe Drake sold his company so he could buy the goth girl's mother a home. Down in Dixie says, put half on this card and the other half on this card, head ass. I mean, you know what? Sometimes it'd be like that. Sometimes it'd be like that. I certainly don't want to shame people who, nobody in America is doing well. Do you know what I mean? And everybody falls on, I've had a bankruptcy after my child died. So nobody is, you know what I mean? So it's not that. It's just, it's the incongruence of I'm Mr. Bling. And then also, he almost lost OVO for $10 million, which is really nothing compared to what that company has made. It is nothing. And again, if you were here when I read the document, I was so shocked by how small the number was. It's really like one of the things that you all pointed out when we were reading, coming across some of the terms, because we didn't have the full document, but terms were referenced, right, in the document that we read. And people in the chat and then people in the replay gang in the comment section were saying, this seems really predatory. And I was like, yeah, it's definitely written in favor of the people that have, the venture capitalists that are giving Drake this $10 million. But the more that I thought about that $10 million amount, the more I thought this is a mafia. This is a mafia-esque, like, he doesn't need $10 million. He needs like 150, $200 million. You know what I mean? But he's so desperate to keep the Bank of Canada at bay that it's like, here's the logo, here's the name. I need 10 million cash right now. Like, you couldn't work that out with one of your rich friends? Whew. You trusted strangers? You trusted strangers. You know why? Because he wasn't going to go to Lucian. That's why. That was the first person I was thinking, who's the richest person Drake knows that we know of? Because I'm thinking, who makes more sense? Like, this is how you know this man ain't got no friends, okay? This man ain't got no friends. You should have a very rich friend who has some kind of related business where your business and their business can do a transaction for $10 million cash. And then in that way, if you default, at least you have all good faith. You almost defaulted with some people that were going to pluck the feathers of the owl. Gut it, clean it, chop it, and sell it off. The disrespect. He ain't never take care of that owl. Not one damn day has he taken care of that owl. You see how flustered I get? Shit. I just got Whoopi Goldberg at the Thanksgiving dinner table flashing in my brain. Did I ever ask you for shit? Did I ever ask your sorry ass for shit? He ain't never take care of that damn owl not one damn day. Oh, God. Oh. Now somebody else gonna stuff it and mount it on their wall. This is a terrible analogy. I hate this. Oh, God. Okay, you are clowning. He couldn't call Riri. Riri got $10 million underneath the pillow she sleep on every night. She got another 10 million in the couch cushions. You know? Good God. Y'all hit the like button. Appreciate you very much. Well, we know this ain't never gonna happen. CNI Plus says, Game can't loan him a quick 10 million. Now you stop that now. Whew. Yeah, whoosh. I don't know, chat. How you guys doing? What'd you have for lunch? You know, what's going on with you? Did you have to sell the majority ownership of your name today? Never. We would never hear the end of it. Never, never, never. Just because Drake doesn't have friends and he doesn't know adults with money. Except for LeBron, and he fucked that up. Trust me, my brain went through. I was like, Lucian, LeBron. I went through it and I was like, oh, he fucked that one up. No, he can't do that one either. No, that one's not an option either. You hold your whole ass to a stranger. Wow. Yeah, I don't really know what to say. I mean, the tables keep turning, I guess. I don't know. But that's to that on that. I was gonna say he could ask somebody in the UAE, but they busy. They got bigger problems right now. They ain't got time. They ain't got time for Drake's bullshit. They got bombs dropping in the backyard and in the pools of their nicest hotels. They ain't got time for this right now. Whew. Well, I don't know. I mean, maybe technically, probably. I mean, I don't doubt he has it. I don't doubt he has it. Biscuit head. Oh, for sure not. For sure not. Oh, Name block said this really God's plan. You rude. Oh, that's what we're doing? Well then. Okay. I completely pushed the wrong button, but that's fine. What I meant to say was high five. I'm bulletproof. It's better. I think I need to close some things. Getting a little delays over here. Hopefully my audio is coming through okay. My visual's a little spotty. Let me close some things. There we go. Yay. All right. Yeah, I totally because things were glitching, and so I tried to push it, and then it moved, and blah blah blah. But anyway, whatever. We here. We still out here. It's all good. At least at first I was like, I heard the music. I was like, did I just end the live? I ain't even got my glasses on. I was like, that took a left, but no. Welcome to the long black goodbye, where we just continue the conversation. Well, Kanye got issues too. Let's not get it twisted. First of all, Kanye also getting sued by everybody and their mama, but he losing them lawsuits and having to pay. Drake is so far, keeping things at bay. Kiki says he would have to deal with the fact that Kanye would tell everyone about his financial issues if you borrowed money from him. This is why I say he doesn't have adult friends with money. You might know people with money, but they're not adults. And the adults that you do know with money ain't fucking with you because you're also a child. I've missed y'all. It's good to be back with y'all. Baby, that chain done fused into a green, moldy, nasty, pussy thing onto his dirty neck. Sorry for the visual. Ooh, wow. Hey, Miss Vicky. says, I wonder if they'll sell. This is a great question for the chat. Chat. Yoo-hoo. Chat. Question. Will they be selling OVO? Now, remember, he's already got that warehouse on Amazon. Okay. What's next? Walmart or Ross or another option that we're not thinking of? Hi, NATO. Or NATO. I'm not sure. Ooh. This is a really good guess. Definitely Target. Yeah. Yeah. Matter of fact, they can put Drake's blackface costume in their costume section. Not TJ Maxx. Not TJ Maxx. OVO at Walmart is nasty work. Well, be prepared. Not pay less. Marshall's is an option. Just the general surplus mall, wherever the who I know I'm not the only one. I know it's in other places in the country. But who has K&G? My money's on K&G. Now, it doesn't have to be just one of these. It could be more than one. But I'm going to put some money on K&G. Yeah, I think K&G is, even if it's not one of their A markets, it probably an approved B market for sure. K&G. Now, Goodwill is just rude. Just rude. 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 Ruder. Dang, not Temu. Dollar General. Burlington Coat Factory. I couldn't think of the name. I started to think of that, and then that's what made me seg to K&G. That is exactly what made my brain seg to K&G, because I was like, I can't remember the name of that white people store, but I remember the name of K&G, also a white people store. But let's face it, it's for us. Okay, it's for us. See, K&G Fashions. That's right. I did. Me. I did. I have video proof. Not Dee Dee's discounts. Kohl's? Maybe. Maybe. You know, one of the things that I was thinking when I was reading the article and the statement by the company about how, they're going to preserve this about the brand and da 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 da. The way they're going to grow the brand is just shrink the fucking logo on the brand. It's too niche. It has to be day wear for everybody. That's what you have to do. Not everybody wants to wear that logo big on their chest. They want something more subtle. So we're going to preserve what works. Well, it's not the look. Excuse me. Hello there, beautiful. Thank you. Oh, we don't do that here, but thank you for paying for it. I appreciate you. I think he's still mad at Fashion Nova for the BBL costume. I think he's still upset about that. I will never forget, ever. I refuse to forget. That is a moment in time. I still use that graphic on stuff because I just need people to never forget that happened. That happened. A song came out, BBL Drizzy, and then immediately Fashion Nova said, boom, got it. I can see it in my head. I can see it in my head. Oh, man. Nope, this ain't it. This ain't clickbait, babes. I mean, Fabletics could happen. It could. Macy's could happen. Yeah. It needs to, he accountability concierge. JCPenney now offering OVO. The reason why I cackle at that is because JCPenney just again filed for bankruptcy. Oh, do we have people with, do we have OVOs in here with hurt feelings? Got a couple people in here feeling sensitive about your boy. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You didn't know that there's a BBL Drizzy costume? Oh, say less. Baby, don't give me a fucking reason. I was literally just thinking to myself, I don't really have a reason to show it. Let's move on and talk about something else. But now somebody has never even heard of the BBL Drizzy costume? Oh, I'm gonna have to get it for you. I'm gonna have to get it for you. This is what I do. I need to take care of the looters in the chat, keep you all well informed, since folks out here calling me liars and stuff. Nisi would never, but there appears to be some biscuit heads who may have snuck in. We'll figure that out later. They're not important. Let me get this picture so we can share the goodness with anybody who may have either forgotten or has never actually seen it before. When I tell you the cease and desist came in the same hour they posted the costume. When I tell you the cease and desist was sent in the same hour they posted that shit because it went viral immediately. Now, who that is right there? Who that is? This is from who were we just talking about? The one that has all the baddies for models. It's the BBL Drizzy costume. YouTube Unfolded says his ass is out. Yeah, it's the BBL Drizzy costume. Fashion Nova. Thank you. You knew exactly who I was talking about. Who's the one with all the baddies? Fashion Nova. Yeah, this was Fashion. I can't stand you. Get Absence next Halloween costume. Yeah, yeah. Make sure you subscribe. Run it back here. I don't know if I was a child. I'm looking at the fucking docket bill like I'm not going to be dressing up for Halloween this year because I got to pay the damn docket bill. But anyway, I tell not one word of a lie, okay? To the best of my recollection, this is my asterisk. This was Fashion Nova. And initially it was, it went up, it went viral, it came down, and it was reported like, okay, it has been communicated that this is not appreciated. Cease and desist. And so it was like, oh, they took it down. They didn't take it down. They took it off the front page of their website. But you could search BBL Drizzy and the costume would come up. Look at it. Mm-hmm. He was so angry. He was so, so, so angry. And that's one of the reasons why I just feel the need to remind people that this exists. Okay. That this actually did happen. So many little nuggets of things happened. during that time. It truly was a real moment in history. That continues because now this bitch boy suing. He done filed a lawsuit talking about I've been assaulted, right? He doing that. And then his lawsuit got thrown out. He said, "Well, I'm going to appeal that." So, Emphasize 11 says, "This is one of the craziest things I've ever seen. This really happened. This really happened." I think about when it happens, you know, the day. The day when it happens. The day when it happens. You know the day that I'm talking about. I think about the day when it happens, and I think about all the restraint that various companies are showing through this administration, because if they do what they want to do, it could risk them getting being made a target. But when it happens, that Halloween is gonna go crazy. People are gonna clown that man on Halloween. Mm, 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 mm. Who are you talking to? You talking to me like you know me or something. What you talking about? What? Huh? I'm confused. V. Conley, hello, beautiful. Thank you so much for your support. Ack and Mal will be wearing this for Halloween, calling themselves twinsies. My son expects to find OVO in Fortnite item shop. I mean, it seems like that would happen. Give me the blicky and watch me get busy. Somebody say dominoes? What? But yeah, I would never wear something like this on Halloween because I'm not gonna dress like somebody who is, and I'm not talking about the costume, I'm talking about Drake. I'm not gonna dress like somebody who is already dressed like a caricature of black people in America. I would never do that. Me too, me too. I haven't been to a mall in so many years. Exactly. I have self-respect. I have respect for you. Man, the mall was a like a target destination as a child. Like one day I'm going to be able to go to the mall without an adult. And I had older siblings too, so I always got to see the moment, the threshold of crossing over to you can go with your friends. You can go with your friends? Yeah. Mindy yours, 2811 says malls got to be money laundering at this point. They're so dead. Wow. They're not dead, they're expensive. Yeah. Yes, exactly. It's basically one and the same. Nevertheless, I still need to remind people that they did this and it's hilarious. And it shows how swiftly that man got yanked off the pedestal. Sometimes I get a visual in my head when I say something. So here's what I saw. I saw Drake on a pedestal. I saw Kendrick Okay, imagine the height difference. He can only reach but so high. Grab that man by his pants and ganked him off of the pedestal and then just puny human Hulk smash him back and forth. He really did that in front of everybody, and everybody said, dogpile. BBL Drizzy, Halloween costumes, stand up joke special. I mean, it was skits on social media, other songs. I mean, the number of songs that came out of here's BBL Drizzy, make something with it. Do you remember? Do you remember, beloved? Think back to the good times, okay? I know it's really dark around these parts right now. Clear the fog, clear the haze, clear the wildfire smoke, okay? Clear all that. Think back to the days. Man said, here's a beat. What can you do with it? The world said literally everything. We can do literally anything and everything with this. What a time. What a time. Whew. Oh, man. It was a time. It really was a time. It was a literal critical mass, a communal experience, okay, across race, gender, gang affiliation, continents, okay? Yes. He was getting dissed in every language, using every instrument. Oh man, what a time to be alive. The world united. The world united. Yes. Ah, literally everyone. Hold that beat. I got next. Oh, God bless you. I don't even say stuff like that, okay? But I don't have a greater, like, I love you. That is the greatest thank you that I could say is ashe to you in yours. May the blessings you deserve find you, because wow, that was a global moment, and I appreciate you. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was really great. Really, really great. Really, really great. I'm thinking of all the animation that people did, just everything. The artwork, the drawings, the paintings. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. So, this man done sold his ass. I'm probably gonna have to blur that after this. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I might have to blur it though. Ah, yes, this is correct. Dolly and others uniting people in respect. BBL Drizzy uniting us in point and laugh. Point and laugh. Genuinely doing what COVID did. Never get over it. He really said, Dan Smart points out, it was his fault. Shut your hoe ass up and make some drums. That is Drake is so hexed. He can hex himself. How you gonna do that? How you gonna do that? Shut your hoe ass up and make some drums. After you've done disrespected that man and everything that he was going through? Am I thinking of the right one? I haven't eaten. By auntie lunch. I haven't eaten anything. My brain just all of a sudden was like, Girl, I don't know. I can't even think of his damn name at this point in time. Metro Boomin, right? Yes. Yeah. Yeah. After everything that that man was going through at the time, with your tacky, insensitive ass, you got the nerve to say, shut your hoe ass up and make some drums. Man said, bet. Bet. Ah, ah, yeah. That's what success looks like. Being ready for the moment when it comes, when somebody invites you to profit share with the world. Literally make money off his ass. Mm, 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 mm. Drums were made indeed. Yeah. It was a global phenomenon. And I don't care what anybody says. When you listen to it, it is a really good piece of music. Like on the surface, it sounds typical and flat and just kind of like, oh, that took, 15 seconds, but it is really good. And I don't particularly, that's not a sound that really resonates with me. I don't like that voice manipulation into the chipmunks. I hate that shit. But BBL Drizzy slaps. It really does. It's a good piece of music. It really is. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but it is what it is, you know? It was so good the term distrumental was introduced to the lexicon. How you gonna get dissed by instruments? That is crazy work. You got dissed by some instruments. Wow. That's incredible. That's some like Revolutionary War type shit. Here come the little drummer boy. Right behind the little bumped in assassin coming onto the battlefield to whoop your ass. And right back behind him is his little drummer boy tapping out a sick beat. While Kendrick loading his musket. Oh, man. Oh, y'all really just inspire the most out of me. You really do. You really do inspire the best out of me. The challenger consented to the fight. He said, "Go ahead, do it. Go ahead, do it." Said, "Okay. All right." Mm, mm, mm. Yeah, you'll enjoy it. This is a good live. Dissed by a beat, demolished by a lyricist. Child. And then he keeps walking around hitting himself in the face ever since. Just been hitting himself in the face ever since. Yeah. I believe yeah. I believe that the ring is and who God knows what else he has in his possession, okay? But I definitely believe that um there are objects of other people's that you're not supposed to own. I've talked about this a lot in like the cultural relevance of owning things and then also appropriating people's image and likeness, the voice thing of dead people. Um, I believe the ring is cursed. I believe as long as he has the ring, God knows he may have some other, cursed objects in his possession, but you're not supposed to have that ring. You didn't buy that ring for good intention. Until you do right by me, everything you think about gonna crumble. Yeah. I did say that. I did say it was cursed and spinning in a drawer somewhere in Aubrey's house. I said, I know that ring just gets to spinning wherever it is. Leave a little burn mark in the wood at the bottom of the drawer. Yep. Oh, that's the one. Yeah, that's the one. Oh, can't. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. This is what I'm saying. He's so hexed he can hex himself. Shut your hoe ass up and make some drums. and then look what happened. Wow. The ancestors. Period. Afro Butterfly says Lifetime movie type shit. I mean, that's really, on par for Degrassi. That's really on par. From Degrassi to Lifetime movies, that's on par. That's on par. I'm just thinking to myself, Drake, please don't ever try and star in a movie. Please don't do it. I don't have the strength. I don't have the strength. I don't have the strength for Drake to try and star in a movie. I don't have the strength. I just don't have it. I don't know what else to say except for I don't have it. I don't have it. Man, there used to be some really good after school specials in the 80s. Man, I seen some things that they definitely would not put in after school specials today, but we had it good in the 80s and even in the early 90s with after school type specials were, oh, yeah, my jam. 2Ds. But you're right. Aubrey Graham's name is Mud. He did. And this is where I was like, from that moment on, and I said this in my very first, either in my very first video or very early on here on the channel, like, here's what you need to do, Aubrey. Here's a crisis strategy for you for the next 7 to 30 days. It included things like the ring should no longer be in your possession because you should be having it delivered personally to Compton, California. Firing people. This was over 2 years ago where I was like, he does not have professionals around him. He has friends and he needs to fire people. The bank agrees with APSA. They're not going to cut it. Yeah. But as soon as he said, give that ring back, I was like, and the spell has been cast pretty much. That object is hexed. That call out was so profound and so powerful to me. I was like, I don't care what nobody say. You want to believe in your white Jesus dead on a cross? You go ahead and knock yourself out. I believe the ring is cursed. Period. Wow. D2B2, thank you so much. 10 AFL memberships. Use them. Maybe. I have to re-edit that and post it. I've been doing a bunch of housekeeping and seeing a bunch of stuff that's not available to people for legitimate reasons. I have to re-edit them for one reason or another. but it's on a long list of other things that need to get done. But yeah, thank you so much, D2B2. Accountability Concierge says Mob Ties, a Tubi special starring Drake, directed by Chris Stokes. I'm dead. Yeah, so yeah, but I couldn't handle him in a movie. I just don't think I could ever take it seriously. I really don't. I really do. I really, really don't. I'm thinking about the video that he did. Which one did he do the during the battle? He had a, a music video where he was talking to a biker. That is one of the cringiest. Drake has a lot of tells. He has a lot of visual tells that tell you what he is trying to portray on screen, he knows in the moment is bullshit. And I remember seeing that and being getting secondhand embarrassment because I'm an adult. And so I know that there are a lot of people who make their way through life playing, right? And they looked at that video. We saw them on social media. We saw them on, I'm talking about OVOs. We saw their videos and their posts and all that. Ooh, Drake, big and bag, and look who he's affiliated with, and this, that, and the other. And I'm looking at Drake. I'm watching the exact same thing they're watching, and I'm looking at a man who does not even believe himself in the moment. You don't believe yourself in the moment. I'm supposed to believe this portrayal of you big and bad, you telling the gangs to stand down and it's okay and no, you ain't got to do it. Boy, shut the fuck up. Oh, God. Oh, the way I feel insulted as an intelligent adult by his antics. It legitimately pisses me off. Like the sister in Suits when she steps to the white boy in the office who's a fucking menace, says, "I will slap the taste out of your mouth." That's often how I feel about Drake and his antics. It's just somebody needs to just one good one. You need a fully grown woman to tell you about yourself. It's so stupid. It's just so dumb. Family Matters, thank you. Alias Reloaded. What if he shows up in the new Chris? Okay, I see what you did there. I'm a literal analytical person, so I was like, wait a minute, is this rumored? Is he going to be doing it? And then I was like, oh, the Chris Hansen movie. But bump. I see what you did there. Am I supposed to know what you're talking about? Because I don't have the foggiest idea. Okay, I do know what you're talking about. I do know what you're talking about, but it's not Kendrick's new song, right? It's somebody else's song featuring Kendrick and another person. DJ Doll's song. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. You see how I be? I be so sure. I don't know what you're talking about. Don't know what you're talking about. Oh, that. I know exactly what you're talking about. Um, I haven't listened to it yet because I was working. I had a meeting and then this happened. So I came here to be here with you all. I'll listen to it at some point in time today, but I haven't heard it yet. You're welcome, beautiful. Hey, gorgeous. I might wait until tomorrow and listen to it. I mean, I know why he released it today and blah blah blah, and I get that, but I might want to hear it as, he intended it in the full album. I might wait until tomorrow so that I'm listening to the full album as one piece. We'll see. Oh man, I'm so dahi. Thank you. Or dahi. I don't know. I'm not afraid to look dumb. Obviously, I do it here all the time. Um, can we throw something on the grill, child? I'm gonna have to find something. I am gonna have to find something because I just realized I've only had coffee so far today, and then I'm squeezing in this live before I have to go to another meeting in about a half an hour. Any other questions for me before we go? I would love it if you all would pick a video, any video. I've released quite a bit over the past week, and show it some love when you get a chance. YouTube has been changing a bunch of things and trying to make creators believe that it's all good. It's not all good. Some of it is really, really terrible, and it's had a really challenging impact on the channel. So if you could help push some things, um, that would be super fucking awesome. Oh my God, not a board meeting. A dose of Alana, a board meeting. Not just a meeting, a board meeting. I know the difference. My heart is with you. I know the difference. My heart is with you. Get something that you enjoy because you deserve it. Okay? Get something that you enjoy. God, a board meeting. Okay. I'm trying to decide if I have the stamina for this right now. I think I do. Kiki has a conspiracy theory and they want to hear people's thoughts. This is going to be our little closer. What is it, Kiki? Oh my God. Yeah, yeah. My instinct was right then. Definitely get something you will enjoy. Whew. That was different for me, but I really enjoyed writing it. It was fun. It was a good brain exercise too. Kiki says, I think Elon Musk is running the largest Enron style corporate scam in history and actually has no real money. Am I tripping? Oh, this is already a documented fact. I've talked about it on the channel before. This is already a documented fact. This is why people went after Tesla in the Doge backlash era, because the way that he funds his lifestyle and the way that he funds his other companies is through the cash bonuses that he gets from Tesla, which his bonuses are very complex, but they usually come with a massive influx of actual cash in the either high hundreds of millions or into billions of dollars. And he immediately takes that money and puts it in the rocket venture, puts it in the I want to fuck up your brain venture, and puts it in the uh I'm motioning to space, the satellite venture. I don't have I haven't eaten, so I can't think of the names of the companies right now off the top of my head. Um, so this is established that he doesn't have any money, and that's how he is able to get by. It's um yeah, that's how he does it. Yeah. Oh yeah, by the way, we have conversations for the culture coming up, not tomorrow, but next Friday with special guest. My brain is gone. Quality. I almost said Furry Bee Productions. Have Furry like, what you say fuck me for? Special guest quality. Thank you, Claudia. Um, but yes, Kiki, it looks like the chat is like I perfectly believe this. And he's another person who people give things to, people empower, empower him to do things through their resources. He also has a lot of cash debt, and his companies have a lot of cash debt as well. He uses the cash influx for like payroll, operating costs, insurance, and stuff like that. But all of his companies have massive amounts of debt, and he just doesn't pay it. He just doesn't pay it. He only ever, like Drake, like we've just been talking about Drake. He only ever engages the debt when he absolutely needs to, so that he doesn't lose something because of it. He's also been sued by communities, by people, and has never or very rarely actually paid out damages that a jury has said he owes, into the hundreds of millions of dollars in totality. Hello, beautiful Fateless. That is one of the reasons why people were so upset when he was allowed to take one of his companies public. There are a bunch of requirements that you have before you qualify to be able to do that, which is not the same thing as you're approved to be able to do that, but you qualify to be able to do that. And your company has to have been running a very specific profit margin for a minimum amount of years as one of the requirements, right? And they changed the rules so that that wouldn't apply. It was SpaceX, I believe, so that that wouldn't apply because SpaceX is in the red and is always in the red. But that was a full scheme, a full scheme out in open, in public, in front of everybody to just get him some cash. Because the problem is that his ventures are tied up in a lot of things that the biggest capitalists in the world care about and have an investment in. And in this country, the government doesn't take over companies. And nobody's going to antitrust. Nobody in this administration is going to antitrust any Elon Musk company. So they just literally, in front of everybody, came up with a scheme to take his company public and sell bullshit to people and investors. Absolute bullshit, because there's no profit there. So they just sold a bubble, and then the bubble burst. All the money's gone. But he was able to get an influx of cash to keep ventures going. Izzy, thank you. Thank you so much for your contribution. You're very welcome. King Kel, Replay Gang, yep. Floral Forest Berry says, I was so ready to get my tinfoil hat at, and Kiki just said Elon is a fraud. Yeah. Oh, Kiki says, I think all of the profit loss is being funneled into the boring company because what even is that? It's a tunneling company. He wants to, he tries to style himself as a futurist. And one of the things that people do when they're in that mindset when it comes to infrastructure and building is they literally go up and they go down from the traditional where it is that we build things. And so, ultimately Elon World, Freudian slip. Elon Musk wants a world underground and he wants a world in the sky. And the boring company actually, it may be a vessel for funneling whatever, but it's a competitive boring company, which is fascinating, but it is. Just like Enron and FTX, I predict his whole shebang is going to be exposed by a woman. Yeah, I often wonder is it gonna be a ketamine overdose or is it gonna be an expose and criminal charges that take down Elon Musk? Because he won't eventually something is going to happen and he will bring about his own demise. And it's very possible that he has already set into motion his own demise through things that he has done. So I think that he has made himself crazy. I don't think he's often in his right mind. I think he's always high off of something or other. And I think he is so outrageously arrogant that usually by that age, you're out of having them put death by misadventure on your death certificate. They usually reserve that for like 25-year-olds who decided to YOLO something, you know what I mean? But I could definitely see death by misadventure being on that motherfucker's death certificate for some dumb shit. I feel like it'll be the drugs before something else, but I could be wrong. Ketamine overdose. What? You did He's open about it. He's completely open about the fact that he does all kinds of different drugs. I'm just saying. It's a possibility. I mean, yes and no. I mean, that could be then where we find a really significant antitrust issue with him, right? Because if he is successful in creating these underground networks, travel networks, and, basically towns like he wants to, you're going to have high-speed travel. And I could definitely see him, creating his own company and making his own, trains or whatever. That'll be when they get your ass. That'll be when they get your ass. Yeah, that as far as I'm concerned, and I've this has been my theory for a very long time. And I don't think I'll ever change my mind about this. They always talk about the cost for upgrading America's infrastructure so that it could have high-speed rail. The government is never going to put high speed rail in this country in a robust way. Okay? Because any high speed travel in this country, one of the destinations is definitely going to have to be Washington, D.C. Okay. And so far, we do not have a convenient means by which to travel there other than airplane. Okay. But we don't have a convenient means for a bunch of people to get to DC very quickly to overthrow the government. They will never put high speed rail in a robust way in the United States of America. Because people, guess what? People will use it. Okay. People will use that shit. Be showing up in motherfuckers' doors 6 hours after you pissed them off. Was that vote they about to take up on Capitol Hill? I don't fucking think so. We'll never have that shit. Oh my god, it is the worst. And the driving, child, the driving. Oh my god. Oh my god. Also, I think, and people, uh people who know, right? Like, there's the Capitol and then there's DC, and they're not the same thing. DC is great. The Capitol is in DC. It's not DC. DC is great. And then there's also the Capitol is there and the White House. But they aren't DC. They're in DC. Over there. Everything else, aces. DC is fire. Fire. One of my favorite places. Just like Maryland. Yeah, high-speed rail, too convenient. Too convenient. Too convenient. For anything, right? You think about this in terms of anything. Like, you think about where there has been flashpoints in the country lately. What happens if Minneapolis has high-speed rail? And it's going down in Minneapolis. Motherfuckers are going to go to Minneapolis. Now, mind you, people do travel to show up to places, but it's not easy and it's more expensive. And it's not necessarily quick. If we're going to have high-speed rail, that means it's going to get you somewhere faster than an airplane. So, Standing Rock. Did people go to Standing Rock? Yes. More people would. More people would. Imagine the first rock being thrown at January 6th. The first breaking news that something is going on. And now imagine that same scenario with high-speed rail in the United States of America. They would shut that shit down. Because people would be like, oh, you want to overthrow my country? I'll be there in 3 hours. That looks like it's going to be going on for a little. Let me jump on the app, grab a ticket, pack my little overnight backy. Motherfucker, I'll see you in 3 hours. I know you are not climbing up the side of my Capitol building. Shit. It would be incredible. It would be incredible. And it would make sense. DC, Maryland, and Virginia, period. Would make complete sense. I'm in the Capitol building now, outside Mitch's office, where his staff is continuing to do God knows what the fuck, while Mitch McConnell maintains his weekend at Bernie's. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? Oh, Mitch. But it's always been that way. It's always been that way since the industrial age. Nickelodeon says using poor infrastructure like hostile architecture is crazy, unhinged behavior. That's a profound way that you encapsulated that right there. And if you just think about the city that you live in, you'll realize at every level, not just the feds, it's in local design as well. Using poor infrastructure like hostile architecture is crazy, unhinged behavior. The reason why you have poor infrastructure problems in your communities that persist is because it works for someone, right? They'll create a whole fucking industry around mitigating the problem. And then people are making money off of studying the problem, designing a solution for the problem, but not the problem. Stick with me, kid. I be knowing things. And listen to me cuss out the Democrats and other politicians on my new podcast, The Democrats Suck. Head on over to the YouTube channel, give it a subscribe, turn on the notifications, find it where you find your pods. It's a good time. Right. And then that's the other thing. Some cities, DC, were designed out of spite. And we're still paying the consequences for it today. You want to talk about DC asses traffic? Ain't nothing you can do about it. Ain't a motherfucking thing you can do about it. Those roads are so locked. Those roads are so fucking locked. You can't make them wider. You can't do nothing with them roads. Nothing. It's painful. DC is beautiful, but navigating DC is fucked up. My favorite time of day in DC is early in the morning. My second favorite time in DC is late at night because the traffic is insane and the drivers are crazier. There were several times where I was just like, I'm gonna die. Just looking at other cars doing shit like, I'm gonna die. These people are fucking crazy. Evangeline, it's good to see you, beautiful. Yep, this is another, and anywhere you live, you can do this exact same. Even you could write this exact same. I've written this at some point in time, with regards to redlining here in Seattle. Fateless says, I did a full 2-semester project on why San Francisco Bay Area public infrastructure was designed to keep the poor isolated in certain areas. When I was studying human services, I did a whole paper in college on redlining and poverty in Seattle, on racial lines. Potholes everywhere. Potholes that literally show you American history. A pothole in DC isn't just a pothole for 2026. No. No. It's a time capsule. That shit goes down to like, 1890 and all the variations of road in between. That's a fucking pothole in DC. That shit is gonna fuck up your tire, your wheel, and the undercarriage of your fucking car going over a bumper, going over a pothole in DC. The rudest potholes in America. Hey, thank you. Appreciate you. Yeah, there are parts of Virginia where it's really crazy. I quiet as kept blame the people from DC. And no shade, Maryland. You know I love you. You motherfuckers drive crazy too. I blame them for getting too far out there. There are parts of Virginia where I'm like, this is just like driving in Washington State or on the West Coast. But there are parts in DC. I'm like, there's no fucking way. Call the car. Call the car, show some ankle for a ride. I'm not driving. These people are crazy. Oh, this doesn't surprise me either. I don't know if you know here, but I have a mantra about Texas. Chat, say it with me. Fuck Texas. Okay, love the people. Love the people. The government of Texas, okay? The Texas infrastructure is just, I mean, my God. My God. Shit. Whole road just gone. Just gone. And then there's this, the special interest lobbyists. Yeah. I'm saying that's my theory. That's my theory. Yeah, that's my theory for sure, for sure. Child, me neither. Me fucking neither. Nope. Nah. Never. I was upset when I found a biological sibling and they lived in Florida and we like each other. And I got nieces and nephews and shit. I was like, I'm really about to break my I will never, ever, ever. I've been to Florida before, but at a certain point, I was like, I'm never going to Florida again. Like, they're literally on my boycott list. And I only broke it literally for blood family. And then they moved out of Florida. Yay. Yeah, I didn't do a single fucking tourist thing. She was like, "You don't want to go." I was like, "I do not. I do not." I rented a very comfortable Airbnb just so that we could have this time. I don't need to go nowhere for nothing. No. They get no fucking money from me. Fuck Texas. I'll cook all my meals. Thank you very much. Yeah, because there are aspects of it that'll get you, but it's the devil. It's the devil. All right, y'all. I got to go because I'm about to be late. It was good to see you. Hit the like button on the way out if you didn't hit it on your way in. If you got some hype points, stay for 30 seconds. Or pick a video. Pick a scripted video and give it some love this weekend. That would be so helpful to the channel. This was fun. It was good to hang out with you. I appreciate you all very, very much for your hilarious contributions as usual. And once again, the fall off continues. Yeah, yeah, the fall off continues. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day, and I will see you all very soon. Peace.